G'day guys, today I have another Pagani design. As you know, these guys do a whole bunch of copy watches. They shouldn't really have the word design in their name since they don't actually do any design as far as I can tell. But is this possibly their best one? Let's have a look. Opinions at the end of the video. So spinability on this new table unfortunately isn't fantastic, so maybe I should kind of stop doing that anyway. Cleaning cloth, manuals and pretend warranty, fill it out as usual, and maybe it will work if you pretend that, but I doubt so. But let me know if you have ever successfully done that. So guys, this here is in fact the PD 1696. I am going to call it, of course, the Pagani design turtle. The Seiko turtle homage is what it is. Now the price ranging at the moment as I check it is between 100 and 120 USD. In fact, I think the cheapest price I found was about 97. So the value here is really quite fantastic. Right, as usual, first up, let's talk about the movement here. So what we have here is none other than, you guessed it, a Seiko NH movement. It is the 36A because it is a day date in copying the turtle, and in fact it is effectively the same movement as in the very original watch. So specs down the left side of screen, including the rated accuracy, day and date here represented on the 3 o'clock window, nothing too special there, and the accuracy in the 1 week I've had this running is about plus 10 seconds per day, which is absolutely acceptable and in the middle of the quoted range. In terms of case, nothing too surprising here, right? This is an absolute copy. It's a 45mm diameter case here, 42mm if you want to measure just the bezel itself. Thickness is about 14mm to the top of the glass there, 22mm lug width, and a lug-to-lug distance between my thumbs there of 48mm. That's pretty much all mirroring the original turtle, the current model turtle. Overall weight on this metal bracelet, 168 grams. I think that's nearly identical to the real thing as well, with the few links I've removed to fit my wrist. In terms of the case finishing, well, look, this is absolute classic turtle cushion case, right? You're gonna get that double row of bezel grips there, absolute classic turtle there. Circular brushing on the top surface as well as the bottom surface, including mixed polished and brushing on the case back there. It's got that mirror polish size. Now this is of course not Zaratsu level polishing, and neither is the real thing I believe, but it is actually pretty well done here. The case back, as you can see, is solid screw down. It's got a turtle motif there. Now that's of course different to the original stuff, but hey, cool that they gave us a turtle look there. They're not pretending that it is not a turtle. It's got a screw down, of course, in this case a screw down, Pagani design sign crown. So maybe they actually designed that logo. So the only thing they designed possibly is their logo here. This is a 200-meter water resistant watch, like the real thing, except unlike the real thing, they put their divers, which implies ISO 6425, but I don't believe that they've actually put it through the test. So let me know if you know that they actually do. They may actually pass it, but I'm sure they haven't gone to the extent of getting their workshop certified and whatnot. Right, moving on to the dial then. So this is, not surprisingly, a matte black dial, right? It's got printed details, including a red highlights for that seconds hand there. There's every 5 minutes of the chapter ring, and as well as the 200-meter wording at the 6 o'clock position of the dial there. It's got 11 applied polished indices, pretty well done, no complaints there. It's got a black arrow and baton hands, so this is not polished hands but black, I guess PVD or whatever treatment they use, and a lollipop for the seconds hand counterbalance. And the seconds hand, of course, is red in color just for that splash there. The loom is green. I'm not sure whether it's Super Luminova. I think some websites do say it is, but it goes pretty well. 11 index positions, 3 main hands, and of course the bezel dot. Loom shot right here for you guys to see how it glows in the dark. Okay, and then moving on to the glass then, we're having here a lightly domed sapphire crystal, and that of course is a step up from the real thing, which as far as I know currently is still Seiko Hardlex, which is another word for cheap mineral glass. Surrounding that is a 120 click unidirectional dive style bezel with an aluminium Pepsi style insert. So yes, this is the Pepsi Turtle homage. Let's hear it. 5 clicks. 5 clicks, alright? So 120 clicks, unidirectional dive style. I'm just going to leave it at a random position. You know, this is OCD immersion therapy for all you guys who love it to be at the 12 o'clock position. Love out there for you guys here. Moving on to the bracelet then. So this is, as far as I can tell, look at the back here. As far as I can tell, it's actually a 5-piece per link, right? It is possibly joined links in the middle, but it looks like 5 separate pieces of manufacturing there. It's got polished sides, it's got brush on the top with the intervening bits being polished. Hopefully you can kind of appreciate there. So alternating with polish and brush there. Solid end links, of course, from Pagani. I don't think it ever give anything other than solid end links. And in copying Seiko down to a T, they've given push pin adjustment for the bracelet. I wish they could have done screw links. No reason why they couldn't have, but hey, you're going to copy Seiko, let's do push pin because Seiko do push pin. Why not just copy their crappy quality down to a T? 22mm taper down to 20mm. It's got a pressed metal button deployant release clasps with 3 points of micro adjustment that you can appreciate there. And that's how it is. Okay, so that's the entire description. Let's snap it on the wrist for a wrist shot for you guys now. And there we have it. The Seiko Turtle, well, Pagani Seiko Turtle, I should say. Homage, right? 14mm tall, 48mm lug to lug. That's how it looks like. It is definitely a large watch. But hey, because that lug to lug is not too big, kind of get away with it, actually, I reckon. Interestingly, you kind of still can get away with it despite my wrist being only 17 centimeters in circumference there. Okay, that's it, guys. That's the entire description. What do I like about it? Right, very, very solid package, especially if you can get it under $100, which some sites are selling it right now for that. It is excellent value. Pagani do rule at this price range. Good case, pretty well done case. Good bezel feel, which I dare say is better than Seiko's. Right, Seiko's actually is fairly poor feeling in the Turtle range. 200-meter water resistant, right, dive capable, sapphire crystal, NH36A movement, which is pretty much the same as the 4R36 in the original Turtles. Solid 5-piece per link bracelet, right, really absolute solid package. And of course, a classic Turtle case, right? It's really good look. Somehow it just gets away with it. Very comfortable because this cushion effect on the wrists, and it's also very functional, but no points to them for design there. That's completely copied from Seiko, as you know. So as I said, always said that Pagani really are the king at the 100 to 150 USD price range, right? They do Rolex homages a lot, and they're okay, but arguably the Seiko homage is really their very best work, because I reckon the quality is identical. Maybe some bits are in fact better than the original, and definitely the bezel feels better, and you're getting the pretty much exactly the same movement as the original. What are the weaknesses? Well, because this is a Turtle, this case is not universally appealing, right? 45mm is large, right? It is large, it doesn't suit everyone. Plus, it's actually quite heavy, nearly 170 grams. It is definitely on the heavy side, and not everybody enjoys having such a heavy watch. I guess you could swap it to dive rubber, and that would certainly cut off a good amount of weight. As usual, Pagani have given a slightly subpar class in this range of watches. Give me something machine, I think that would lift it, and certainly if you gave me screw links as well, that would lift it above Seiko, and this would become even more appealing. So guys, there we go. That's my review of this watch, Pagani Design Turtle PD1696. Let me know your thoughts below. Is this Pagani's absolute best, or do you prefer another one of their models? Would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you again for sticking with me, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.